Hi, you guys. We are going to go through this worksheet together, and then you're going to take your quiz when you're done with this. So make sure you are sticking with me and talk to the people around you if you have questions. I'm sure they can help clarify. So this first page is the glide reflections, and that's when you glide and then reflect, but you do it in opposite order of what the rule looks like, right? So here's your rule. You start first with the translation, and then you move to the reflection after that. So if we're looking at a translation here of triangle DML, this translation is saying, remember your X is your left and right. So if this is a 3, we're moving 3 to the right and then 0 up and down. So if this is M, then M is going to move 1, 2, 3 to the right. Remember, this is not M prime yet. This is just, we're going to keep it as M. D goes 1, 2, 3 to the right. That's your D. And then L, 1, 2, 3 to the right would be here. So your new triangle right now looks like this. And then from there, now we can reflect, and this says reflect over the x-axis. And if you recall, and this one's actually labeled for you, the x-axis is a horizontal line. Remember, it's when it's x equals some number, that's a vertical line. But x-axis is a horizontal line. So if I'm going to reflect DML, the nice thing about this one is your L prime is where your L was. Your M prime is where your M was because it's on the line that you're reflecting over. And then your D, 1, 2, 3 above the line, you're going to go 1, 2, 3 below. So this is going to be D prime. And you end up with this triangle then. So this is your final answer, triangle DML prime. And that's a glide reflection. All right, do number 2 with me. I'm going to lay this one out for you, and then I'm going to have you try number 3 on your own. So let's take a look at this. Translation. Okay, this is our first step. -1 means you're going 1 to the left, and then 0 means you're not going up or down at all. So if L is here, go 1 to the left of that, and that'll be our new L. M is here, so go 1 to the left of that. That's our new M. D is up here, go 1 to the left of that, so that's our new D. So we have this triangle that we're working with. Then we can move over and do a reflection over the line y equals 1. And remember, if you flip over a y equals, it kind of looks like an H for horizontal. So y equals 1, that's where y is always 1. The other way you can think of this is like 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, right? If I plot all those points, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, this is the line where all your y values are 1. So I'm flipping my red triangle, DML, over that green line. So when I do that, L right now is 1 above. So I'm going to flip 1 below, and that's going to be my L prime. M is 1 above, so I'm going to go 1 below. That's going to be my M prime. And then my D way up here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to the line. So 1, 2, 3, 4 below the line is going to be D prime. And that is my new triangle then. It's going to look like that. Okay. I'm going to let this run for a little bit and just mute myself so I'm not being a distraction to you. But I want you to try number 3. So a reflection over the line x equals 2. Remember, this means after. So that means we are starting here. Okay, so see if you can translate 0, 1 and then reflect over x equals 2. And then I'll give you like a minute right now and come back and show you how. All right. So what you're going to do is take the triangle that you see there, DML, and we're going to translate 0, 1 is going to be 0 left and right, 1 up. So I'm going to move 1 up for my M, 1 up for my D, and 1 up for my L. Okay, so we're here. And then reflecting over the line x equals something. Remember, x equals, this is the one that Dakota came up and showed you guys. And x is kind of like a V and an upside down V, right? If you put those together, that's vertical. So where x equals 2, where my x value is always 2. 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. All of those points get me this line. So if I'm going to flip my green triangle over that line, M right now is 1 to the left, so I'm going to go 1 to the right. M prime. L is 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, so 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. It's going to be L prime, and then 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3 to the right for D prime. And my triangle then looks like that. Okay. All right, so that's the first 3. Then we are going to shift over here to that 4th one. This one, your translation's a little bit different. You move in 2 directions now. So this is going to be 3 to the right and then 3 up for this triangle. So take a look at your M. If you go 3 to the right, 3 up, that's going to put your M here. D, 3 to the right, 3 up is going to put you here. And then L, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you get that purple triangle now. From there, you're going to reflect over the line y equals 1. And remember, y equals is the horizontal. Okay, so where y is always equal to 1, moves you up 1. That's the red line here. So we're just reflecting that purple triangle over that line. So if you're 1 below the line, go 1 above it. That's D prime. L is 2 below, so you're going to go 2 above for L prime. M is 1 below, so go 1 above, and that's M prime. And you end up with that triangle. So that's a glide reflection. If you struggled on that at all, talk to the people around you. Remember, Truett was killing it on this stuff, so talk to Truett. But really, I feel like you guys all did fairly well with the slides and the reflection. So talk to people if you need a hand before the quiz. Okay, 9/6 then is the dilations. And dilations, on these ones, you're going to give me 2 things. You're going to tell me, is it an enlargement or a reduction? And then after you determine that, then you can find your scale factor for it. Remember, your scale factor, your N, is always going to be your image over your pre-image. Okay, and the image is always what it became. The pre-image is what it started as. So just remember, the image always has the little prime mark with it. So if you take a look at this picture, XYZ, this red triangle, that's your pre-image. That's what you started as, okay? What it became is the primes. So that's going to be this green triangle. And this is one of those where you have to be a little bit careful. First of all, the first part's the simpler part, right? If you're starting at the red and you're moving to the green, is that an enlargement or a reduction? That would be an enlargement. It got bigger. Okay, so that's the first part of the question. The second part, finding the scale factor, is the part that's usually a little bit trickier. The image is what we want on top. So that's what it became. And the image was the green triangle. So that means we need this whole side, which is the 3 plus the 2. So you're going to do 5 over the original amount, which is the red triangle. So that's your 3. So your scale factor is 5 over 3, which makes sense because remember we said enlargements have to be a number greater than 1, reductions have to be a number less than 1, and 5 over 3 is more than 1. So that works out. All right, go over to number 2. You have, how did I do this? I did the original in red. Let's just stick with that. So if our original figure is this WXYZ, looks like a trapezoid, we start there, we move to here, the primes. Is that an enlargement or a reduction? That is a reduction. Okay, so you started at the red, you shrunk down to the green. So now you have to do image over pre-image to find your scale factor. That's your N is what we call our scale factor. So the image, what it became, is the green figure, that's 4. What it started as is the red figure, and notice again, you have to add those two together. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 over 8 is 1/2. So that makes sense, right? A reduction has to be less than 1. 1/2 is less than 1, so that seems like a good fit there. Number 3, you start with A, B, C, D, and you move to A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. So it got smaller. That's a reduction. And then image, so the new version, that's the 9, over the original, the pre-image, that's the 16. If you can reduce that fraction, reduce it, but 9 over 16 is not reducible. It does make sense because it's a number less than 1, so that would be a reduction with a scale factor of 9 to 16. All right, this last one, your pre-image is going to be LMNO. And then your image, L prime, M prime, N prime, O prime, is the green figure. So first of all, it started small, it got bigger. That's an enlargement. And then you need to do your image, which is the 14, over your pre-image, which is 3.5. That's kind of funky. We don't love to leave decimals in a fraction. So either just plug that into your calculator, 14 divided by 3.5, or you could always double everything, right? 28 over 7. Either way, if you treat it like 28 over 7, it still reduces to 4, or if you plug it into your calculator, you'll get the number 4. So your scale factor is 4, and this is an enlargement. Okay. All right, last thing. You are given 3 points. A is 1, -3. That goes here. B is -2, 2. That's here. And then C is 0, 3, which is there. So we're looking at this triangle for this problem. Look at the rule that they give you. Okay, that's a D of 2. That means a dilation of 2 of triangle ABC. And if you remember, that number, that 2, just tells us what we're going to multiply by. So we're going to go times 2 and times 2. So that A prime is now the point 1 times 2, which is 2, and -3 times 2, which is -6. So you go to 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down, and that's your new A prime. Okay, then for B prime, you multiply by 2 and multiply by 2, and you get -4, 4. So -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your B prime. And then your C prime, multiply by 2, multiply by 2, you get 0, 6. So for C prime, you're going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be on your y-axis as C prime. So your new figure looks like this. Okay, and that's a dilation of 2. And that's it. Your quiz looks an awful lot like this, so hopefully you are comfortable with it all. If you're not, ask someone around you real fast before the quiz gets started. You don't have a ton of time, but enough time that you can ask a question or two if you have them. Okay, good luck, and I will see you tomorrow.